when you're in Second Life, you don't have the same kind of body language input. So when you meet somebody, if you are going to be talking vocally, so that they can actually hear you through a microphone, then really all they have to know about the personality behind the avatar is the sound of your voice. When I came into Second Life, the first thing I wanted to find out about was how I could get around, how I could stand up and sit down. When you have a new tool, it's something you do. Now, the problem with voices are because we grow up with them, we just tend to assume, well, this is my voice and this is the one I'm stuck with. But in fact, your voice has many, many different modes. You see, your voice naturally changes depending on what I would call the state you're in. If we, for a moment, put aside the content, let me ask you, what do you think? And I just want you to think this to yourselves. But what do you think the tones and the tunes are actually conveying? Now, I don't know if any of you guessed it. The tones and tunes are actually conveying your state, your mood, and how you feel about not only what you're saying, but yourself. Now, when you communicate with somebody, the meaning of your communication is what they understand it to be, regardless of what you meant it to be. If I tell you that I love you, but you think she really hates me, then I may as well have said that I hate you, because if that's the message you're taking away, then that's basically what I've managed to convey, even unintentionally. But under normal circumstances, when you're talking backwards and forwards to somebody, you'll get their feedback. And then from that, you have to guess at what your communication has meant and adjust the next communication to give even more of your message even more thoroughly. Something else that happens to people as they're growing up is sometimes, due to the things that happen to them, blocks get put in the way. You see, if you're really shy or self-conscious or afraid or worried, then it's going to be audible in your voice. So it's very useful to learn how to reach your true voice and then have some control over it so that you can convey the state that you want to convey. And of course, the best way to do that is to get into the state that you want to convey, and then it just automatically happens for you. Let's talk a little bit about how your voice works and how sound works. Because when you speak, what happens is your lungs pump air up over your vocal cords, and your vocal cords vibrate and create a sound. It's just the sound that comes out because the wind is passing over the vocal cords and vibrating them. And then you use your mouth, your tongue, your jaw, and all the shape of your skull to create the different resonances and the different shapes that make the words. Have you ever heard somebody that speaks a bit more like this? Okay, can you hear the difference now that I'm just not using very much mouth movement? I'm really not opening my jaw very much, and I'm not pumping up as much air as I was before. That makes a big difference, doesn't it? Once you start to be able to control your state, that means you can choose to be happy, excited, sympathetic, whatever it is that would be most appropriate. And then, provided your voice is clear and rich, you'll be able to convey that effectively. When you're talking to somebody, you are communicating. It's not that you're just vomiting out what's inside you so that, and hoping that they're going to catch some of it. You're actually communicating. You're making an effort to convey something that you want to convey. My name is Jacintha Flo, and we're going to be running a little voice training here in Second Life. It's really important to have a few people to do it with. It's much better than just doing a one-to-one. If you just do it one-to-one, then you only have my feedback. But if you're working 3, 4, 5, 10 of you, then you can ask 5 different people, when I say it like this, how does it feel? What's the response?
Oh, the fairy's taking you for a spin!
Oh my goodness, get me off! How do I get off? Oh, I love it!